70,000 international student can face deportation dahil sa changes na to. Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening kung nasan man kayo. So, yesterday guys, nag-upload tayo ng video regarding dun sa recent changes sa Montreal at saka yung upcoming changes sa September 26 regarding low wage LMIA. So, of course guys, after or bago yung mga changes na yan, of course merong effect yan or merong mga magre-react, di ba? Pero kasi guys, yung sa September 26, again, wala pa naman kasi talagang valid or concrete na details kung ano yung nakapaloob do sa policy na changes na yon. Of course, yung mga changes na yan, meron yung effect, right? Hindi pa lang natin nararamdaman talaga ngayon kasi wala pang exact details kung ano yung mga mangyayari sa September 26. Pero kasi for me, ang tingin ko isa sa mga major na maapektuhan yan is yung mga international students. But before that guys, disclaimer lang po, hindi po ako immigration consultant or connected to any immigration consultancy. Yung mga sineshare ko po sa inyo is sarili ko lang research at comments and personal comments about the issues, right? So guys, going back, so yung doon sa changes nga na ano mangyayari? Actually, hindi lang yun eh. Yung cap din sa express entry, pati yung cap sa study permit, sa PGWP, yung mga changes na nangyari, syempre merong ano yan guys. May domino effect na yan. Oh. So, based sa news kahapon, there are thousands or probably 70,000 international student can face deportation dahil sa changes na to. So, let's listen to the news guys and then iisa-isahin natin yung mga sinabi dun sa news and let's see no kung ano yung pwede nating masabi about it, right?
We are less than 2 weeks away from the start of the school year, and for a segment of our population, that comes with much angst. Thousands of international students here in Canada are worried about their future in this country. This is a topic that's being explored in a 30-minute special by Omni News Punjabi. And joining us now in studio is Omni reporter Jaspreet Pandya. Jaspreet, thank you so much for being with us today. I know that this is a story that a lot of people have also expressed concerns about, including many of the 50,000 international students in our country right now. You spoke with them. Walk us through what they're worried about.
Oh, thanks for having me, Faiza. So they are protesting. The protest is happening coast to coast from PAI to Ontario to Manitoba and British Columbia. International students who came here chasing a Canadian dreams and a new life are being forced to leave this country, their dreams cut short.
Okay, and walk us through why that is. Why are they facing this deportation?
If you remember earlier, the federal government announced policy changes, while now we are seeing the impact of those changes. There are over 50,000 students who took massive loans, spent their family savings, and we never seen numbers like this before. They were promised a new life at one point. Now government is saying, finish your study, go back to your country.
And we have to remember too, on top of the cost of living here that many people are struggling with in Canada, there's also the higher cost of tuition for these students here. What are these students saying and doing right now in the face of this policy change?
They are scared. They are in fear, most of them on the line. I was an international student, but my generation never had to experience this feeling where the rules change without warning and now they're stuck in limbo.
You do have this interesting perspective yourself. You mentioned that you were an international student at some point too. And so when you're speaking with these students here, what sort of emotions are they feeling?
Oh, so there are very heart-touching stories. So I talked with one Brampton-based international student. He was saying that he spent 6 years in this country. He studied here. He paid 3 times more tuition fees than an average Canadian student. He was a frontline worker. He put everything on the table to build his career, but he's in the level of uncertainty. He doesn't know whether he will stay here or leave this country and start his career from his back home from the scratch.
That's a difficult position to be in, and you're hearing these stories here, and viewers at home too, you can be hearing these stories too with the special temporary status permanent residents, international students in Canada.
Okay guys, so yun yung news, no? Regarding nga dito sa changes. So ngayon medyo iisa-isahin natin yung mga na-discuss kanina about dun sa mga sinabi para mas intindihan natin, no guys. So tayo dito, we are wala tayong kinakampihan, no, whether sa government or sa mga international students. We are here just to see kung anong nangyayari ngayon dito sa Canada. And ako din personally, since nanggaling din kami sa pathway na to, no, sa student pathway. So nafi-feel ko rin yung situation ngayon ng mga international student na talagang nag-a-aspire din na maging PR dito sa Canada. Hindi po talaga siya madali. Lalo na ngayon guys, ang daming mga changes. Nung panahon namin guys, wala ngang changes na mga tulad nito mahirap na, no. Ngayon pa guys na talagang merong mga changes na tulad nito. So check natin ulit, no. So sabi nga dito, Canada is currently witnessing countrywide protests as more than 70,000 international student graduates, no. So 70,000 guys, malaki-laki yan. So that's across Canada, no. And sabi nga dito, they could face deportation due to federal policy changes and the unprecedented number of students who came to the country with dreams of a new life say their futures are now in limbo. So ang comment ko dito guys is sa side ng Canada, walang nung kami po ang nag-a-apply or nung nagpaplano kami na pumunta ng Canada, wala pong sinabi yung agency or kahit ako mismo na nag-research sa canada.ca, sa IRCC, wala po dong part na sinabi sa amin na kapag nag-student pathway ka, you have 100% guarantee na mapi-PR ka. Wala pong ganun, no? So, but again, yung sa side naman ng student, of course, baka kasi most of them napangakuan ng maling info, 'di ba? Kasi guys, marami talagang mga agency na nangangako ng sobra-sobra na talagang hindi naman totoo. Kaya talaga guys, napaka-importante na mag-research talaga kayo, no, kung pupunta talaga kayo dito, lalo na yung mga changes na nangyari ngayon. So kung kayo na nasa Pilipinas or kung nasan man kayo and you are planning to go here in Canada and using student pathway, kailangan nyo talaga mag-research guys, right? So, representative with, hindi ko alam kung paano sabihin yung pangalan niya, Support Network, a student advocacy group said the graduates are at risk of being deported when their work permits expire at the end of this year. Ayun kasi guys, no? So, let's say, kumuha ka ng student visa at nag-start ka ng aral ng 2022, right? 2022, tapos natapos ka ng 2023. Let's say, early 2023, no? So, pagkatapos noon, of course, kukuha ka ng PGWP, right? Ang thing kasi doon, pag kumuha ka ng 1 year na program, before nitong mga changes, pag kumuha ka ng 1 year na program, you are eligible for 1 year PGWP. Meaning, pwede kang mag-work for 1 year, right? Kaya guys, yung sa past ko na videos, ina-advise ko talaga na i-max. So, kumuha kayo ng 2 year na program para you are eligible for 3 years of PGWP. Pero guys, i-check nyo po yung aking video regarding that kasi marami nang changes ngayon, no? So, hindi na katulad dati. Going back, so, kung 1 year lang ang PGWP mo, let's say 2023, ma-expire yun ng 2024. And kaya siguro sila rarally ngayon at nagrereklamo is because yung changes, guys, ipapatupad yun ng September 26, right? So, by the time na ma-expire na yung kanilang work permits by the end of 2024, this year, tatamaan talaga sila ng changes, 'di ba? So, parang katulad nga nung dun sa Montreal. Again, wala pa po kasing wala pa talagang clear details about dun sa mga changes na mangyayari sa September 26. Pero kasi kung mangyayari is katulad din nung nasa Montreal, which is affected talaga na hindi ka na pwede mag-renew. Uuwi ka talaga, 'di ba? Kaya din siguro sila nagrereklamo ngayon, right? So sabi dito, the impact has been devastating for these students. Tens of thousands who had planned to apply for permanent residency after completing their studies say they are now left with heavy loans and shattered dreams. Ito guys, yung anything related sa loans, sa pera and everything na ginamit mo dito sa pagiging student, again guys, hindi natin pwede itong isisi sa Canada, no? Kasi kailangan tayong nag-a-apply, kailangan naiintindihan natin kung ano yung pinapasok talaga natin, no? Again, sa mga past ko na video, sinasabi ko talaga, hindi to show money, no? Yung ipe-present mo sa pag-apply mo, hindi siya show money, guys. Proof of funds talaga siya. Gagamitin mo talaga, no? So, whether nag-loan ka or kung saan mo man kinuha yung pera mo, para sa akin, labas si Canada doon. Kasi hindi naman sinabi ng Canada na mag-apply ka ng student visa at mangutang ka. Wala namang ganun eh. So, again, tinitignan lang din natin both sides. Hindi lang sa students. Alam natin, of course, mabigat yan, no? Kung umutang ka para makapunta dito. But again, ginawa mo yun at your own risk. Di ba? So next is international students across Canada are organizing protests against the backdrop of looming deportations. A group of students have set up encampments outside the Legislative Assembly in Prince Edward Island, protesting overnight for more than 3 months. Right? So the international students say they are facing a critical situation as new provincial policies for a 25% reduction in permanent residency nomination have left many unexpectedly vulnerable to deportation. Ayan guys. So, again, kailangan nating maintindihan din guys na wala tayong dyan eh. Wala tayong control, no? Wala tayong control sa mga changes ng Canada or sa policy changes nila. Kasi nga, of course, they are acting, I think, no? They are acting para sa majority. Ngayon na marami silang nakikitang flaws or negative impact nung mga nangyari. Of course, kailangan nilang gumawa ng mga steps para magbigay ng solution dun sa mga nangyayari ngayon dito sa Canada. So, similar scenes can be witnessed in Ontario, Manitoba, and British Columbia. I spent the most crucial 6 years of my life taking many risks to come to Canada, says Singh, a former international student who is facing deportation. Well, again, kahit na sabihin nating nagplano ng 6 years, no? 6 years. Wala naman kasing sinabi ang government, guys, na for 20 years, walang magbabago na changes. Wala namang ganun eh. Kasi kung merong kinumit ang Canada na change-proof or walang mangyayaring changes sa mga policy ng Canada, well, so be it. Talagang mag-rally tayo, no? So, again, lang tayo, neutral lang din tayo dito, no? So yun, Singh is one of the former international students who spent his family's life savings on tuition abroad. He is now facing the dreadful deadline of his work permit expiring and there is no promise of permanent residency in sight. Again guys, no, yung word na no promise of permanent residency, again, bago pa po nung nag-apply kami noon 2020, wala talaga ako nakita na documentation or kahit yung mismong agency namin, walang pinangako na gano'n na pag ikaw kumuha ka ng student visa, 100% makakakuha ka ng permanent residency. Wala pong gano'n guys. It's a risk talaga. Pero again, ang inexplain sa amin nung aming agent is pwede naman kasi calculated risk, di ba? Kailangan meron kang mga plan A, B, C, D para talagang kung maka-encounter ka man ng failure, meron tayong solution agad kung ano yung mga pwede nating gawin, no? Pero again, wala pong promise. Sinabi na nga rin po yan ni Miller, di ba, na ang student pathway is not a guarantee for permanent residency, right? So, there isn't consistency anymore, explains Kanwar, an immigration consultant. At first, there were CEC, Canadian Experience Class draws every 2 weeks. So, they prepared for that. Now, students don't know when the next draw will be, causing huge backlogs. Okay, ito po talaga, hindi lang ngayon to nangyari, no? Hindi ko lang alam kung sa CEC, sa CEC yun. I think way back, nung nasa Philippines pa kami nun guys, merong time nun para mga 6 months yatang walang draw eh. I believe that was during pandemic, no? So, itong sinasabi na walang draw sa express entry, para sa akin hindi na bago to. Kasi nga, meron naman talagang pattern, no? Kasi nung una kaming nag-apply for PR 2018, naka-monitor na talaga ako noon guys. Kasi every 2 weeks yon, no? Talagang meron draw, right? Pero yun nga, nakita ko during the pandemic, mahaba-haba yun, no? Mga 6 months yata, wala talagang draw, right? Hundreds of international students and immigrants workers have held rallies in recent months throughout Brampton, pushing back against a narrative that blames them for local housing and job crisis. These students and advocacy groups such as the International Sikh Student Organization say that such problems are rooted in broader policy failures rather than the migration of international students. They are calling on the federal government to extend work permits and provide clear pathways to permanent residency, emphasizing that they contribute significantly to the Canadian economy and deserve fair treatment. Ayan. So, again, mahabang discussion talaga yan, guys, no? Kasi nga, in the first place, specifically sa mga international student, wala po kasing pinangako doon na pag nag-aral ka sa Canada, pwede kang ma-PR or 100% ma-PR ka, parang ganon. Merong ways para ma-PR ka, no? Pero again, wala pong guarantee. Caught between hope and uncertainty. The protests reflect the following frustration and desperation among international students who feel the government has unfairly targeted them. Ito guys, to be honest, yung shinare ko kahapon na stats, makikita naman talaga natin kung gaano kadami talaga ang international students na pumasok for the past year. Ngayon, kahit marami na talagang nagsasabi na province na sobra na talaga yung mga pumapasok na mga international students or immigrants dito sa Canada. So, of course, kahit hindi sabihin ng Canada or ng government na yung mga policy na to is para sa kanila, iba kasi ang nararamdaman, di ba? Kasi nga, kung majority sa kanila is international students at yung policy na ipapatupad is maaapektuhan talaga sila ng sobra, hindi natin maaalis na yun ng isipin, no? Pero again, wala naman nakalagay doon sa policy na ang target ng policy na yon is to reduce international students. Wala pong ganun doon sa policy na ni-release 2 days ago, no? So, again, wala pa pong clear cut Wala pang clear details about it maliban dun sa 3 points na nabanggit ko sa video ko kahapon. Right? So, having invested heavily in education and the Canadian economy, they say they are now being told to finish their studies and return home while dealing with massive debts. Again, yung sinabi ko nga po kanina, wala naman pong sinabi si Canada or hindi ka inutusan ng kahit na sino na mangutang ka, 'di ba? That's the decision alone ng student. Ako rin po, may mga ano rin ako, may mga naging utang din ako kasi talaga hindi naman talaga madaling maging international student. Mahal po talaga, 'di ba? Pero again, nararamdaman ko po yung feelings nila, no? Kasi nga syempre, gusto talaga nilang mabago yung buhay nila. So talagang sumugal sila dito, 'di ba? May risk po talaga. Siguro yun lang yung talagang hindi naintindihan or kailangang maintindihan ng mga future na pupunta talaga dito na it's a risk. Wala pong guarantee talaga. So, lahat po ng mga gagawin nyo na patungkol sa mga funds na ganyan, kung mangungutang kayo or hihingi kayo from someone, para sa akin po, labas si Canada doon. 'Di ba? Pero again, intindihan ko po yung feelings nila dito. Kasi mahirap naman po talaga na pumunta ka dito, you spend years na mag-aral and expecting na mapi-PR ka, tas uuwi ka lang pala with all, yun nga, yung mga inutang mo na kailangan mong bayaran. Because you are hoping na makakapagtrabaho ka dito at mababayaran mo yun. Right? So again, it goes to your planning talaga, no? Napaka-importante ng planning stage. Yes, may risk, but again, pwede natin niya malesen, yun nga, if yung risk is a calculated risk, right? So, the students and their supporters are urging the government to extend postgraduate work permits, provide consistent and transparent pathways to permanent residency, and address the systemic issues that have led to their exploitation. Ayan, I think this is possible, no? Kailangan lang talaga tong upuan, pag-usapan talaga, no? Kasi nga, syempre, 70,000 is a big number and kailangan din siguro sa part ng Canada, kailangan din nilang maintindihan kung saan nanggagaling yung ating mga international students. Hindi po madali yung naging way nila ng pagpasok dito sa Canada. So, siguro sana magkaroon sila ng policy changes na talagang okay din on both sides, right? Without these changes, they say they fear that Canada will lose not only a significant portion of its skilled workforce, but also the trust of future international students. Yes, naniniwala po ako dyan. No? So, kailangan itong ma-handle ng Canada in such a way na ma-ensure nila na hindi maapektuhan yung image ng Canada, no? So, this is a very delicate situation for Canada. Of course, kasi syempre, di ba, lahat ng country is nakatingin din sa Canada ngayon with these issues, di ba? So, kung paano natin to i-handle or kung paano i-handle to ng Canada is also significant for their image as, you know, one of the strong and reliable country, no? So yun guys. So yun yung complete news about this one. This is very sad news, no, para sa mga international students natin. Pero again, this is policy ng government na kailangan nating maintindihan din kung saan sila nanggagaling. We need to hear and see both sides, no? Ano yung feelings and side ng mga international student, and also kailangan din nating maintindihan yung side din ng government kung bakit kailangan nilang i-implement yung mga ganitong changes sa policy, right? Kailangan po hindi tayo maging one-sided kasi of course, yes, 70,000 students or international student is malaking number talaga. Pero again, sa side naman ng government, ilan din yung greatly affected ng mga issue na kailangan nilang isolve, no? So, millions ang populations dito sa Canada. So, kung paghahambingin natin, yes, 70,000 is big, pero kailangan din natin malaman kung ano yung numbers na greatly affected nung issue na binibigyan nila ngayon ng solution for the upcoming September 26 changes. Right? So, yun lang guys, na-share ko lang sa inyo, and thank you again for watching, and see you again on my next video. Peace.